Hello and welcome to a virtual tour of the Long Point Trails located at Long Point State Park. Today we're going to be exploring the Red Squirrel Trail, the Spring Run Ravine Trail, and the Northwoods Trail. Pictured here is the front entrance to the trails, and here is a map of the trails also located at the main gate. So we start on the Red Squirrel Trail. It's located right to the right of the main signpost, and it is clearly labeled, as you can see, with the with the yellow and brown signposts. Now all the signs, including the one at the entrance to the trails, were created by the Friends of the Long Point Trails group, which is a volunteer group, and they also helped in creating the trails, and they do all of the maintenance and keeping the trails clear and clean. So as we come to the end of the Red Squirrel Trail, you enter into a large clearing where in the summer they have picnic tables set up. It's a great spot for family outings, and there is the end of the Red Squirrel. As we move across the clearing to get ready to go to our next trail, we are ready to enter the Spring Run Ravine Trail to take us through the woods along the ravine. So let's go. As I walked up the Spring Ravine Run, I wanted to take a chance to film and show you all why the Spring Ravine Run gets its name, as this large ravine runs right along the left side of the trail for the entire way up. But let's keep on moving. As you keep moving up the trail, eventually you'll hit a fork in the road with clearly marked signs that tell you where the Spring Ravine Run and the Cedar Trail goes. Maybe we'll take the Cedar Trail. Nah, we'll continue on the Spring Ravine Run. And we'll cross this small bridge. And continue moving along the ravine up into another more wooded area. The trails were built and are maintained by a group called the Friends of the Long Point Trails, a volunteer group devoted to keeping the trails clear and clean. They also devoted time into making all of the signs as well as bringing out the picnic tables so people can have a place. There are several areas along the Spring Ravine Run where they have picnic tables set up, so where hikers can stop and rest or simply come out and have a picnic. Again, it makes for some pretty beautiful views of the ravine. There's not too many leaves, or it's not too green right now, but I assure you in the summer it is quite gorgeous. We have a little artifact here hung up on the tree. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's pretty cool. Alright folks, and that does it. That is the Spring Run Ravine Trail, and we move on to our next one. So the next trail we're going to head down is the Northwoods Trail. My trusty hiking partners, Guinness and Gus, are ready to go. So let's get into it. So as you come to the end of the Northwoods Trail, you'll see the final picnic table in the woods. And as you move out towards the end of the trail, you can see we're leaving the tree line and entering into the next area of the trails, which is mostly in the field. We're crossing a small bridge that the Friends of the Trails does a great job of providing to make the trails more accessible, because things can get a little muddy this time of year especially. So you can see we're now out of the woods into a whole second section of the trails, which is mostly fields. And there's the end of the Northwoods Trail. Hey Tom, pretty cold day for a walk, isn't it?
It is, but I really like using the trails up here at Long Point.
Well, if you like them so much, would you mind answering a couple questions about them?
I would love to, sir.
Cool. So, how long have you been using the trails?
I've been using the trails since they started recently.
Oh, cool. And what do you like about the trails?
I like several things about the trail, actually. Number one, I like to use the trail quite a bit for running. The trails are very clearly marked, so it's easy not to get lost, which is a big plus for me. Beyond that, it's really nice because I can bring my dogs up here, and as long as I clean up after them, it's totally free to bring them up here. They love it. It's very peaceful.
Cool. Is there any chance to see wildlife up there?
There are so many opportunities to see wildlife up on the trail. That's definitely one of my favorite things about the trails.
Well, that's awesome. And where are the trails located?
The trails are at Long Point State Park, just outside of Aurora, so it's very easy to get to.
Right on the lake. Quite a beautiful view, wouldn't you say?
100%, George Murphy.
Well, thank you for taking this time out of your day to do this interview with me, sir.
Hey, my pleasure, sir.
And you have a great day.
Back at you.
And that does it for our virtual tour. Thanks for watching.